Hello, Mr. Nakabo. Welcome to Sherix Broadcast Network, the place would bring Sierra Leone live to whosoever you day around the globe. Today, we want to take a quick moment for tap into a political rhetoric we done na social media in the past couple of days or weeks now. A rhetoric where we don't look at and say it look like I say people that they live in a kind of paranoia, you know, wherein that they expect say certain things then get for happen, and there's some other people that they feel say themselves go counter that activity. Now, what would they talk about specifically now so today, not to other thing. Now, this talk way would hear from SLPP enthusiasts, SLPP members, them all over social media for say they don't hear you say the APC members them. They don't say then get for go to New York for go demonstrate or protest against the president, His Excellency retired Brigadier General Julius Maada Bio, where he get for come na New York so for participate in the United Nations General Assembly meeting we get for take place there. In the first place, let me establish few things, because you know Sierra Leoneans, we sometimes when something will happen, we become very emotional about it. We know they put serious thought into some of the actions, and at the end of the day, would they become over zealous, would they become over enthusiastic to the point that would they miss the actual point. And so it's fine for let we lay certain things them out. In the first place, you know, plenty of people that be done the talk say, oh, Julius Maada Bio not the car America, oh, Julius Maada Bio not get right for Canada America. Well, you know, the people of Sierra Leone came together to elect Julius Maada Bio as the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So by that title alone, it don't get the justification for Canada United Nations General Assembly or for conduct business on behalf of Sierra Leone whenever that business time they come, right? And so Maada Bio get it right for Canada New York, he get it right for Canada America, he get it right for go any side of this world where he want for go, as long as they conduct business on behalf of Sierra Leone. So let us get that one clear. And so as a head of state, if he get right for go any side of this world, when he go any side, this man is protected by the country where they go, the host country, the security apparatus wouldn't get now the host country, they now they're responsible for insecurity, now they're responsible for instay and now they're responsible for everything that happen to them, right? So let we also accept that. And secondly, let we accept say in democracy, it is the right of the people to demonstrate against anything we don't feel say now something we're not justifiable, now something we're not right for them. They not right for me then demonstrate, right? So nobody not get a problem with that, because that is the essence of democracy. We all see who say you know, people that they demonstrate even at the first world, people that they demonstrate now the advanced countries, them people that demonstrate all over the place. That democracy comes with those kind of actions, those kind of events, you know, can happen. All right. And so this talk here on the plenty, you know, there's APC, then get for go demonstrate against, then get for go protest against Julius Maada Bio at the Canada United Nations meeting. And so therefore the SLPP members then they tell all SLPP members in North America and matter of fact all over the world for me to amass themselves in New York in support and in solidarity with the president. Of course, this president is our president, and this president was properly elected in a democratic process. We are one of the most popular governance systems in the country right now. I mean, the world right now. Nobody will dispute that. Now, the people then come together in a contested election and they elected Julius Maada Bio. So now, president now Sierra Leone. And so, me particularly, being that I am, a very concerned Sierra Leonean, looking at the predicament in which we find our country, wherein we don't see, some of we don't tell people like this over and again, that between the SLPP and the APC, when are the two predominant political parties that we don't rule in Sierra Leone since 1961, between the two political parties, then they one day week you always come anytime we're in a power. Now with people that they go through suffering, economy they collapse, there's so much tension for them at the political system, people then they go into hopelessness and despair, things then they batten away. And we all know that one day, of course, when I know say APC in a power, now then see how they go through. I mean, if you go by historical accounts, these are things that are verifiable, they are tangible, this is truth. This is not to any manufacturing of lies for that we're able to paint the APC in a bad light. No, this is true. And when I know say when SLPP kind of power, they focus on good governance, how they do govern the country. It is about the people, because they want to live according to that mantra, the SLPP mantra, when are one country, one people. And so when they come to power, then they give power back to the people, that they protect the people, that they take care of the people. They see the country to go in a direction wherein all man they feel, okay, right? So right now we don't begin to see that they happen in Sierra Leone. As I'm speaking to you, we don't begin to see that, even though people then they still go through stuff because of waiting this government inherit. People that they go through stuff, and the president we don't talk and say before it's sweet again for sour force. So that sourness they the people that they go through right now. So we all understand that. But now let me go back to this issue of APC members going to protest against Julius Maada Bio in New York. Now, when you ask the question, what is the substance of this demonstration? What is the reason for this demonstration? But anyway, let me get one thing clear. Now, we get people that were APC members. We own friends. Now we own family, because we are all Sierra Leoneans. We came from the same country. We can meet up with the Hibampan big time as to waiting the party can always do in Sierra Leone, where they make, where they bring untold suffering on our people, with the Hibampan. Sometimes the debate can go really tough. It can heat up, with the talk with them. Sometimes they can want vex, sometimes with the joke and laugh about it, right? So some of we don't take the opportunity for let we take advantage of their relationships and they for really find out from the hierarchy of the APC, because say APC then get structure, not North America. America they get structure now. And so we don't find out if really the leadership of the All People's Congress in North America, then they being this idea of protesting against the president of Sierra Leone na New York wake up at the United Nations General Assembly meeting. Well, we don't find out say the hierarchy of the party in North America, they're not getting nothing to do with this whole arrangement. They're not even on don't hold a meeting and don't decide saying that this kind of action they get for take, then get for go protest against the president. Some of them they ask the question even, they say, what are we demonstrating against the president for? The man don't just kind of power, this is not the 5th month. We're not going to give a chance for like doing work. If not like after 1 year, 2 years, sometimes if certain thing and then I will not believe in, sometimes we go say, let's go demonstrate against this president because of the reasons and they. But those things have not happened yet. And so there is no substantive reason as to why the APC should go out on the streets of New York to protest against the president of Sierra Leone. There is no substantive reason. And so the hierarchy of the APC has established that to some of us, right? But then we know say inside the APC, there are people inside the APC where they not they obey authority, where they not they undergo, they not they obey the structures then where they in place. Now North America, they not they obey that. And this they happen now almost all Sierra Leone organizations. People then they want deviance. Anything they do, they are not obeying, they are not listening to authority. So all this talk where they talk about going to protest in New York, this is not coming from the authorities of the APC. At least we have not seen any press release in that regard. We have not seen any press conference in that regard until we see these things. You know, so when APC they do anything, then the whole press conference, like when the GTT reports been come out, APC the whole press conference, they release press release, certain things then they would go on at the country, then they release press release as a political party. We have not seen that. So why are we so paranoid that this kind of thing is going to happen? Now, for the SLPP members, you know, we all are members of the SLPP. You know, let me break this out today to people and for the family know. Because every Sierra Leonean get the right for it, for belong to a political party of in choice, right? The SLPP, why are you going to New York for do a counter protest against the APC? Let me assume say APC get for go now New York for many protest against the president. Why? What to make way SLPP people then they I know say SLPP also has not issued any press release, any press conference in this regard for say them for go protest against what APC they do. They have not come out with that. But there are people within the SLPP where they entertain this kind of idea for say, oh, the people that are already in the SLPP do ya with in America, let we meet up in New York, let we show APC then for say with now. When you do that, that is not leadership. Because they don't talk say, when you extend your right too far, it becomes your wrong. Why are you going to New York to stage a counter protest against the APC, even if APC get for protest, right? Because number one, APC, they don't do all the work for the SLPP. APC is known by the global community, by the international community for their own very actions in Sierra Leone, at least for the recent past 10 years. The whole world know that. They know say Sierra Leone was officially broke, will be bankrupt. Look at the government where they hand over to Julius Maada Bio. Nothing on day. Right? Where election time they can with a ship they then pin at the soil water for provide electricity for Freetown. For tell the people and say, if we not vote for we, electricity will continue. Where the people then not vote for them, now then tell the ship for go. Now that ship the money will be take for pay, then people then they will provide that ship there. The money now salon people then get that money there. Not so APC may get that. But we see how APC then use that. Right? They don't see the amount of debt where they left in the country. Piles of debt. We don't see that. We don't see the tribalism and the regionalism where the president, the former president, when Ernest Bai Kromah, where it take for rule the country. Right? We don't see how they mismanage the money they all gets in the country. We don't see how they perpetrate violence in the countryside. Think about all these skirmishes where they happen there. Think about all the lies where they don't lie for people them. Even during the elections, think about the electricity where they cut by the National Electoral Commission, why is then the votes? Then they count the votes. Think about the internet service where they cut off. Right? Think about the people that will be the voice their opinions about the bad governance of the APC, how they maltreat them. So APC don't do the work for the SLPP done when it comes to publicity. So why is the SLPP going to waste its own time for going to New York for to do what? You see, Waitman talk say misery loves company. Anybody who is miserable, it love company. It want for let people then come around them, let them behave the same way they behave, make them feel the same way they feel, because he or she is miserable. So if SLPP then say then they go to New York for go demonstrate against the APC, number one, confusion not go only for New York, where then go able for a whole poku of Sierra Leoneans name. Now New York, because I know say it's possible Because with the kind audio messages that we get on social media about SLPP members encouraging other SLPP members to go to New York and demonstrate against whatever APC they try for do, me no say when them two group them meet in New York, it get for be a clash. And when that clash they happen, United States is a country of laws. Number one, they get for hold plenty of una. And regardless of which kind of people you get in this country, whether you're a citizen, you know, when you born in America, like we don't Canada, we don't born picking in here, we picking in your rights in this country, it completely different from you where they come on other country, you come, you naturalize now. Now making fun of two names then get different name for the person where not born in this country, but we don't be citizen. They say a naturalized citizen. That document they can take it away from you at any time, or then go still do something with you while you get that document. So why you feel say you need for go any side who say heart not to bone, somebody go step on your nerves, then when I go into clash, then confusion happen, they all those saloon people there. Why are we entertaining that? Then that's not the only happen. We send a very bad public relations about ourselves and our country. Now, a very negative PR. Not to this kind of actions, the way Sierra Leoneans there for the involving. So my own personal plea to Sierra Leoneans, especially SLPP members, is if you get for go to New York, go to New York only to receive the president of Sierra Leone, when Julius Maada Bio. Go receive him. Show and say you have support for him. But not go to New York for go confront the APC because they are going to demonstrate against Julius Maada Bio. You know? This not to Africa. This kind of things cannot happen in a civilized country. So plenty of people that we don't kind of abroad, we don't do now like places like United States. Even if they not go to school, then acquire all these degrees, but because of their presence in a civilized country, they know the difference between what is right and what is wrong. So you know, we just go make audio, you put hands on, say that you expect everybody for follow you like sheep. Then no. Right now, Sierra Leone is focused. The president don't take a lead on returning Sierra Leone back to who I belong. This is what all of us should be focusing on. Not to forgo engage in fruitless endeavor, you know, begin to, you know, demonstrate, protest, cause this, that. No. Because like I don't tell you, misery loves company. APC, not to a party where we know for say ego left power without bush. Up to today, they are living in denial. They don't believe, say, they don't lose this election. And that it's a different government that is in power. They don't believe that. They don't want to accept that. So whatever they go do for create confusion, for illegitimize, you know, the kind of thing works and with the government they will do it. And if you go follow them as the member of the party within power, you go follow them when I go eat boost, then you are bringing yourself down. God don't ease you up. Why are you bringing yourself down? Right? So my personal appeal, I like with brothers and sisters in the SLPP, especially Doma Williams, them, you know, the other brothers in Europe, the other one, they all don't send the audio. We tell you plenty, thank you for the enthusiasm, for the courage, for the patriotism, for the show of love for Sierra Leone. But that approach for go protest against the APC in New York, it is wrong. It is ill-advised. We should not do it. Right? We should be happy about waiting the president don't do right now. The introduction of free education at the country. Free quality primary and secondary education at Sierra Leone. That's what we should be jubilating about. That's what we should be celebrating. The president don't do in China, they can negotiate for like big things that happen in our country. Right? We should be celebrating those. We don't see the president don't work at Gona Cottage Hospital. We should be celebrating that. That's the kind of things we are supposed to be focusing on. Not to man we don't feel, where they feel dejected, where they feel like a failure, and now that person is miserable and they want to drag you into whatever they want to do. And let me get this again clear, that if you not possible we don't follow the politics of Sierra Leone recently, you go find out say any action with the APC as a political party they take, then go release a press release or then go hold press conference. We have not seen that so far. If they do it now, they hold a press conference and they release a press release for say, indeed, APC members, they all forget and are New York for protest against the president, then SLPP for go into action as well. But we have not seen that. We have not heard about that yet. We only hear from these, people that are around, where they call themselves as APC members, whereas the actual APC members are rejecting what they are trying to do. Because we don't talk to the leadership. Some of the people who are very close to the regional leadership of the APC. Because that's what you do. You go to the source of the information. We have done that. So me farm with them. Me they talk to her for say, Sierra Leone, the predicament where the country they're in, we don't need any of these negatives anymore. We are going to stay focused. We are going to stay poised, and we're going to do the people's work. Either any corner will say you find yourself, like this new corner will say this so. Anything we are going to do at this corner for brightening this corner so that the people of Sierra Leone will be proud of their country. That's what I do in this corner. If you're not a nurse, you're not a doctor, you're not a teacher, you're not a professor, you're not a lecturer, you're not an engineer, you're not a mechanic, you're not a banker, we all get for do what you go do now that we your areas and therefore ensure Sierra Leone go before. We don't get time for they do engage in activities now where they put you behind, they put your country behind, it make people that they look at we like say now a bunch of naive people them, we don't understand nothing. We're not backward people then. We are not going to do that. We are not backward, we are intelligent. We know what's going to happen. Alright? So I feel say when the president comes to New York, from all the corners of this country, whosoever SLPP person or whosoever is Sierra Leonean day, where you agree with the works with this president they do, or where you they in line with the democracy that we have in our country, you should be ready to support him at the UN. Because now for you, God Almighty now they choose a leader. Whether you're not Christian, you're not Muslim, you believe in traditional beliefs, you should know that God now they choose a leader. And for this particular moment in the history of Sierra Leone, that God has chosen retired Brigadier General Julius Maada Bio as our leader. And when God don't choose in your leader, and it work according to the way where God don't want them for me work, you will they rise against them, you they fall big time. So people have to be mindful of this. Like I mean, so I don't get any iota of doubt in the capabilities and the abilities and determination of this president. Because as president, he is the leader. Now he's at the steering wheel, now he's at the driver. Now he set the tone for let good things that happen at Sierra Leone. So everybody else will work under him, whether a minister, deputy minister, head of parastatals, head of agencies, ambassadors, everybody they copy the president in style. And you see what here right now? Now we brother where. This is the appreciation of our culture, because we get for Leku culture first before we get for Leku country. Because if you don't like your country, now other person in culture they admire, then you're not get for able to do anything. So now they could follow the president right now. And we pray for her every day for may succeed by the power of the Almighty God. So let we left all that halal business all deeper. We not they entertain that one day. We don't need for go to New York for protest against APC. No. There's no need for that. The whole world know, every advanced country in the world knows what this president is doing right now. And you watch when we man the can of New York, let you see the accolades that we can forget. Watch no more. From when Julius Maada Bio be president, you don't see any side where go waiting to happen. because he is a chosen leader by the Almighty. So we not get for go begin to take away from a man in we president in dignity, because we are, if we dignify what the APC they do there, we are taking away from the dignity of the president. We are not going to do that. So salon people that let will grow up and they take this opportunity for crave on our indulgences, for let will not engage the APC at all. And remember, say APC hierarchy, they're not on talk about demonstration yet. They have not talked about protest yet. And I hope they do not, because it's not good in their best interest. What are you protesting against? What do you want for talk about Julius Maada Bio really? What do you can New York? What do you get for say? What do you don't do? They want to win award bodies, they win and then they advocate for people's rights, for human rights. Then they see what the man they do. They have not said a word because they have not seen any violation. They don't see anything where the man don't violate. And non-fee say that their representatives are in the country, then they follow what the president they do and what the government they do. So what would be your reasons for demonstrating or protesting against the president? Because according to them, oh, Julius Maada Bio don't pull people there, don't pull people there inside government, the one that will be get job, they don't pull them at the job, they don't replace them with SLPP members. My goodness sake, these things happen everywhere in the world. Every government they do that one day. Which president go work for work with people that way they're not the buying idea, where they're not the work in your best interest? Which president? We announced by Cromacan 2007, you know, pull our SLPP members then from the jobs that would have get replaced them with APC. Now you SLPP talk not anything. No, SLPP go sit down quietly for 10 years. They don't talk nothing. Because they believe in the tenets of democracy. Even in America all day, where President Donald Trump win election, he replaced people that all with young people then. Yeah, Democrats don't talk anything. No. So forget about that talk for say the man don't put all now position and you man they don't put. Of course, the man they work with people that way a comfortable way, you know, so they go do the job the right way. The new direction way don't come with now the people that they put now the place for me to do the job for the new direction. Because for 10 years you guys have been there, we see the direction where the country may go. The agenda for prosperity, we see how it go. So how can this man trust you for say if you stay there, you are going to go in a new direction? Now, so forget about that. If that's now one of the reasons the APC members will advance in New York, then you have missed the point. Don't even go there. Oh, you want to bring the man record during the days of the NPRC? That was then. Don't even bring it up. Because the man not get one record. In fact, the only record where the man gets now, where he overthrows Strasser, he take the country and give back to civilians, because it be one for let them stay on course according to the promise where the NPRC made to the people. So if you want to bring NPRC, that's the only story you can tell about Julius Maada Bio. Nothing else. Not go inside the mind personal life self, because it not concern you. Right? So SLPP members, do ya? Would they talk to una take it easy? Let we relax. Let we support the president. Let we support what he do. Let we support the country. Let we believe in what he do. Let we stay optimistic. Let we continue to foresee the agenda way the president they unfold. Let we not begin to engage in, unnecessary actions. Actions will get the potential for plunging into legal problems in our people and country. Don't engage in that. Don't go to New York for engage APC. All right? So I want to tell you now, thank you, Mina Ibrahim Sherif, as always, from Sherix Broadcast Network. Thank you very much.